Alrighty. The madness continues. But, oh my gosh. Put the CA in the bio of your X page. Wait, let me check. Can you guys hear me? I need a thumbs up to make sure everybody can hear me and there's no echo. No echo. I'm checking all places where this is being streamed. I see, yep. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see, we got a couple people. We'll just get this started off. Roll into, oh man. I guess I'm just going to be doing this all the time. Is starting with the lights off. Am I good now? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's see. We got Simple Waters, LFG. We got, I can't even try. It says, yep. So we got X. We got YouTube. Let's see. Somebody on Pump told me to put the CA in my bio. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right now. I'll do it later. Let me post this in the Telegram. Actually, I'll post the X link and I'll post the X link as well. cx.com. Ooh, 30 followers. I need to stop streaming when Jason Calcanis is streaming. I feel like he's taking all the juice. Where is it? All right. We'll kick off in a few seconds. All right. Well, we'll get started. Let's see. So on the agenda today, we have a few things we're going to cover. Let me get to the list here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Solana DevNet. Yesterday, I had a call with the Magic Block team just to kind of make sure that everything that we're doing with respect to, my hat's crazy. There we go. Just to make sure that everything that we're doing with respect to making sure that the game runs as fast as possible and as smooth as possible is going to be in place. So there's a couple of little fixes that we have to do over the next basically like couple of days. And so we're going to be doing all of that. But before we actually go into that, one of the things that I want to cover, and I guess I'll just do these in kind of like reverse order, because I said we're going to talk about Solana DevNet, we're going to talk about the utility of the Bloxwap token, and then we're going to talk about the roadmap. But I think it'll probably be better if we do them in reverse order. So let's kick off with the roadmap. So if you haven't seen this site, this is the Bloxwap hub, and this basically has all of the project links. Let me make this a little bit wider. This has all of the project links. Pretty much we're going to try to start to aggregate everything here so that people can find information about the project and they don't have to go to some random website that's like a shady site to figure stuff out. So at the top, we've got the kind of like the header, and Bloxwap is Robinhood meets Guitar Hero. And then you can click on the link to play now. We've got all of the different protocols on Solana that we use. So we still haven't integrated Drift yet, but we're using Magic Block, we're using Pyth, we're using Circle, which is USDC, and we're using Solana. We have the 2 game modes that we plan on supporting. Right now, we only have the player versus player mode, but we're going to figure out a way to integrate the player versus market. And once we figure out a good strategy for that, we will put that on the roadmap. We also have some of the infrastructure that we're building on. So obviously, we're using Solana as the blockchain. We're using Magic Block, which allows you to go into a state where you get to have 50 millisecond blocks. Hold on, let me mute my phone. My friends are sending me messages. And then we use Pyth, which is our price oracle. We plan on using Drift for our perpetual market, although there's a bunch of interesting stuff that's happening right now with the perpetuals market, so we'll see. And then we're obviously using USDC for the stablecoin payouts. Then we also have integrations into a bunch of different wallets, so you can interact with this on Farcaster or Phantom. And as we find more wallets to put in here, we'll just upgrade these. This thing is still broken with the active users because there are people that are active on the game. And then these are the live prices. So this is just data coming from the Pyth price oracle that you can see how fast we're getting price updates on the product. And I think I've actually slowed this down so it only updates once a second. And then there's get notified when we go live. So that's the main page. We also have a docs page. And so the docs page is going to explain a little bit more about what this game is and how the game works. So it's got this same statement. It's Bloxwap is like Robinhood meeting Guitar Hero, and you trade in USDC to make real-time predictions. Let's see. There's also a 60-second video that I did a few months ago that just kind of explains the high-level rules of the game. We're going to fill this out a little bit over the next week to kind of get more details in here, but it just talks about the different pieces of the UI. So we need a market selector picture here. There's a player selector, and there's a game balance. And those are things that if you go to the practice mode, you can see, right? This is the market selector. This is the player invite, and then this is the game balance where you can add more money. So we just need to take screenshots and kind of fill this out. And I talk about this in this video. Now, the key thing that people want to know is the roadmap. So when I first created the first stream, which was exactly 1 week ago, obviously the stream didn't even start for 5 hours, but as I was creating the stream, as I was creating the stream, we had a lot of stuff that we did on the first day in concert with the community. So we obviously had the pump.fun token that got created. We had a community built on X and on Telegram. We had a listing on Dex Screener and also on CoinGecko. And we're working with a couple of other places to get it listed in a few more spots. And you'll see why in a bit. Then today we're going to do DevNet. So we're going to be able to go on DevNet and do some sample predictions, and we're going to collect some feedback over the next week or so as we figure out, how to make sure that DevNet is bulletproof, that the payment system is working, that all the delegation is working with Magic Block and all of that. Then next week on Monday, we're going to have a light paper. And the light paper is just going to kind of be a high-level overview of what we're trying to do with Bloxwap, how we see crypto as a market from the inception of like how Bitcoin started, where it had like a gamified poker game literally built into the first Bitcoin client on GitHub. So how we started from there and how we get to where we are now and building this real-time native digital finance system that works at the speed of as fast as you can tap. And then on October 13th, that's when we're going to go to mainnet. And when we go to mainnet, we're also going to kick off a marketing campaign. And this marketing campaign, it's going to be legendary. I've seen some of we have a marketing channel right now, and it's really a tight-knit group of people. But I've seen some of the marketing videos that we've got coming. And our whole marketing campaign is not targeted towards crypto Twitter. This game is going to be targeted toward, or this product is targeted towards every person that knows how to use a phone and that can click, right? So we're not really focusing on the crypto Twitter people. We're focusing on people that are casual gamers, people that are on Instagram, people that are watching stuff on TikTok, people that are watching stuff on YouTube, people that are on LinkedIn that play, Farmville or whatever. That is really who our target audience is going to be as we're going for our marketing campaign. So one of the challenges that I see with a lot of crypto products, and I've been around for a little bit, is that everybody just tries to focus on the people that are inside of crypto, but we need new users into crypto. We need people that are not in crypto to on-ramp onto crypto, use the products, see the experience, and then tell their friends about it and bring them on as well. And so our marketing campaign is targeted 100% at new users, people that are not in crypto. So it's not Telegram marketing, it's not X marketing, it's not pump marketing. It's going to be all on these other social platforms. And then on October 31st, we're going to do the first buy and burn. Ooh, what buy and burn? Okay. We'll talk about that in a second with the tokenomics. And then on November 3rd, we want to offer a Bloxwap API. So we want to take all of these predictions that are being sent through the protocol and expose them so that people can build, maybe like a viewer. So I've seen some videos in Korea where they're doing like live streaming of perp trading against each other. So it would be really cool to have this be some sort of like MLG gaming or whatever experience. And so we're basically looking at providing an API so people can connect. I was actually on the way to school with my son this morning, and he gave me a really good idea. So he was talking about how in Roblox, I was asking him how Roblox is going, and he plays this game where they have an AFK server. And if you're not, like tech nerd or whatever, AFK just means away from keyboard. So he knows to go in that server, and he's just like, I'm just going to wait in there and make money while I'm at school and while I'm away. And what that triggered to me was, oh, that's just like a yield protocol, right? You store your USDC or whatever in a place and you earn yield. So one of the things that we're going to add to the roadmap is some way where when you're not playing Bloxwap, your stable coins will just basically be able to earn you yield so that you could just have them stable inside the Bloxwap game. And then you can obviously delegate them into the ER and play the game quickly. So we'll put that on the roadmap at some point, but I don't really know of any circle-based stable yield protocols on Solana right now. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But this is kind of like our first roadmap. And if you just go to hub.bloxwap.com/docs, you can just basically click on the roadmap. Let's see. We have the DevNet instructions. So this is what we're going to go through afterwards. Although probably just going to skip this stuff because I already have this. But I want to make sure that people can go through this. And so it would be helpful if you join the Telegram channel and we go through this process and make sure that all these faucets are working and that you can get one soul and that you can deposit into the game and that you can play the game. So we're going to go through all of that and make sure that this is all working properly. And then the next step is going to be mainnet, which will be on October 13th. And we don't have mainnet live, but you can always obviously go to bloxwap.com. And this is basically the practice version. So you can play on the simulated server. Now, so that's basically the roadmap here. And if you got any questions, let's go back. Come on, computer. Okay. Is this thing frozen? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, my whole machine just died. Uh-oh. 1 second. Is this thing working? Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Sorry, something just happened. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So yeah, this is the roadmap. Let me go through a couple of comments real quick, and then I'll get to the next step, which is the tokenomics. So we've got Jake. What's up, Jake? Yeah, legendary. He's reposting the stream. When mainnet We got like 2 weeks basically, which is, I guess, like people's famous word. 2 more weeks. October 13th, we're going to do mainnet. Switchboard has lower ping. I'll have to look this up. I don't know what Switchboard is, but you have Dev in your name, so you probably know what you're talking about. Legend. And then, so basically the whole thing is kind of ready. Yeah, the whole project is pretty much ready. We're going to run it on DevNet. It's not as fast as we want it to run, but all the contracts are working. Everything's working. And we're going to do a test in a little bit so that people can then go on DevNet, play. And then we want feedback. You can either do feedback in the X community, which is probably a little bit less private, or you can do feedback in the Telegram, which you'll probably get better responses inside the Telegram. So, yeah, we're going to try to go to mainnet in about 2 weeks. That's the schedule. Now, when we go to mainnet, everybody's been like, "What's the use of the token? What's the use of the token?" So we've been thinking about the token and about the rewards, and so. The way that we think about the Bloxwap token is that it's going to be a loyalty token for the Bloxwap platform. So if you think about it, it's basically loyalty at scale fueled by buyback and burns, right? And so the way that it's going to work is that a 1% fee from each round. So every one of these vertical bars, when you're making these predictions, is a round, right? And if there's a winner, it's a pari-mutuel market, so the winners pay the losers. And when we have this working with a perp dex, I mean, it's still a PvP. It's just that you have market makers instead of other players, but it's still PvP. And so each one of these is a round, and each one of these rounds is 1 second long. So every second, value will be going from the players' wallets. As you click, the USDC will come out of the wallet. It'll go into the vault or the game vault. Then the game vault will evaluate who wins, and the game vault will pay the winners. And then the game vault will take a 1% fee, and that will go into a pool, right? That's basically the revenue for the protocol, for the game. And so that 1% fee will basically get put into 4 buckets. The largest bucket is going to be the buybacks of Bloxwap. So that's the pump token that, everybody's kind of like bought into and kind of helped get this whole thing off the ground. So that's this purple part, or this pink part here, right? 40% of the token goes to buybacks. And we're going to actually explain this stuff throughout the whole week. So tomorrow we're going to do a deep dive on like how the buyback system will work and go into more details about that. But that's the first purpose of 40% of the value, is like, this is going to go towards buybacks. The next pool of money is prizes for the winners of hosted competitions. So one of the things that we have built in that's on Solana is Solana has they have this leaderboard protocol that actually we go through to create our profile. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use the leaderboard profile to basically host competitions and host prizes. So it's like, the person who has the most accurate predictions over like a 24-hour window will, get a prize or whatever. And we want to reward people for playing the game. So these rewards are for people that are holding the token. These rewards are going to be for people that are playing the game. So if you're like an average player, or maybe like you're a casual player and you play a bunch and you make a lot of predictions, we can figure out ways to reward these people. And we're going to cover that in the prizes section. So what we'll probably do is tomorrow we'll do a stream about the buybacks. Wednesday, we'll do a stream about the prizes. Thursday, we'll do a stream about the community. So the community rewards are going to go to 2 categories of people. It's going to go to builders, so people that can help basically automate a lot of this stuff and put this stuff on chain. We want to have I would love for the game to operate in a way where as soon as a person places a bet and the bet basically gets evaluated, or prediction, and the prediction gets evaluated, and the round gets closed out, these distributions just happen automatically. So in real time, buybacks are happening in real time, prizes are being distributed in real time, the community's getting paid, and in real time, the team's getting its reward. right? So we're gonna explain a little bit more about what we're looking for in the builders and the marketers. But we've got a few people in a marketing team and a marketing channel right now, and we're working on a marketing campaign, like I said, that I think is going to be absolutely legendary. It's going to be hilarious, legendary, and it's going to drive a lot of eyeballs to our product. And so we're looking for these people, and we want to reward them for helping build the product, right? So that's this. And then the team is like the core team of people that are going to be building the product and kind of leading and controlling everything. So 90% of the value of the rewards are going to go towards other people, right? Partners for marketing, partners for building, the token holders, and also the people that are going to be receiving rewards for the competition. Then over here, we've got a buy button. This basically is just, I've had like a bunch of people ask me like, how do you get the token? And I'm just like, just go to Pump Fund, get the app, log in with, Google or whatever. Cause a lot of times, we ask people to do all this crazy stuff. This just keeps it really simple. They can log in with a simple account, and then this is the contract address, or you can click on this link and it'll take you to this page. And then once you've done all that, you can just buy the Bloxwap tokens. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to fill out this buy and burn page with information. So tomorrow for the stream, this will have data, and we're going to fill this out. And we're going to do this on Wednesday, this on Thursday, this on Friday. Actually, you guys don't even care about the team. All you guys care about is this one right here. So we'll go through this tomorrow, and we'll have a bunch of information about how the buy and burn is going to work and how we're going to target the pool. The other thing I'm going to build, and I actually have most of this working already, it's just not in here, is a speculate box. So because the pump fund pools use basically like the X times Y equals K automated market maker formula that's been around since it's like Bancor or whatever. We're going to have a way where you can see exactly what the buy and burn will do to the price of the token, because with the liquidity pools, you can say, if somebody buys, $500, what's going to happen to the price? Like, how high will the price go? And with our buy and burns, because it's buying out the supply and burning it out of existence, it should effectively operate the same way that BNB does, right? Where it buys the token up and then the token gets burned out of existence. One of the differences is that with BNB, I think like the Binance can kind of control the supply. With this pump token, I have no control over this thing. This thing is, I got this comment up. This token is basically like, it's immutable. I can't change the supply. I can't add any more. I can't remove any. I can't do anything with this. This token is kind of just stuck here at this amount. And so I can't touch this token. So this is going to basically buy and burn this token until there's effectively nothing left. And it's going to buy it and burn it with the rewards from the game. So that's kind of the breakdown. And so if you look at these holders, right, obviously this is the initial supply that I bought and is locked in the Streamflow Finance. So there's 250 million Bloxwap, or a quarter of the supply, that's locked until, when is this thing locked until? Here, March 1st, 2026. So that part of the token is locked, and then we've got the liquidity pool. Then we've got like a couple of whales, basically people that have like over 2% of the supply. And then there's a few people that have over 1%. And then, there's the rest of the holders. So I think right now we have something like 600 holders of the token. So let's see, does it show it over here? Somewhere it shows it. Who's doing this? Who's putting these poop emojis on our token? Come on. There's no poop here. Rockets. Or fire. Not this. Anyways, let's get back to it. So yeah, we probably have about 600 or 700 holders. I think I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where. Does it show it here? Top holders? I don't know. Somewhere on one of these websites, it shows us how many. Oh, I think it's inside the Pump app, actually. It shows you, which I'm not going to open up right now. So yeah, so we're gonna have a speculate calculator, and it's gonna connect directly to the blockchain. It's gonna connect directly to the pool, because this is the pool here, right here. This pair, we can just connect to this pair, calculate the ratios, calculate the buy, and then calculate what that will do to the price. So once the revenue model starts kicking in and the rewards start coming, we should be able to figure out what the buy and burn will look like. So that's that. And I'm gonna post actually have a little cool animate or picture here. So I'm gonna share this out on X, and we're gonna post this out, and so this will kind of show you the reward distribution, right? So it's 10% of the team, 20% of the community, 30% of prizes, 40% of buybacks, and it's all based off of the 1% fee from each round, which gets processed every second. And this will basically start off once we go live in 2 weeks, right? So we've got 2 weeks to get to mainnet, and that's when this whole circle will kick off. But yeah, there's on the hub, you can see it here as well, and there's a little bit more explanation of what's going on. So that is the second thing. Let me go through the comments and see what people are saying. What does it say? Noob Trader reposted the stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you. 930 holders. There you go. We're not even at 1K yet. We're on our way to 1K. Oh yeah, if you want to show people, there's this link here that basically you can send people to Bloxwap.com rewards buy, and this is a link that's pretty easy that explains people how to buy the token on Pump Fund. So it's a link to the the Apple Store or the Play Store. Just gives them really simple instructions on how to log in. Obviously, then you have to go through the whole fiat on-ramping thing with crypto, which is still a nightmare. So hopefully they have Solana somewhere, or they can bridge in, or they have a Coinbase account or some other way. But obviously you can get crypto in there. It's just very tough. And then this link takes you directly to the token that we're looking at, and then they can buy. And then this is the contract address also, so if they want to see that there. So that's that. And then there's another thing we're going to add on this page, probably either today or maybe by Friday, which is like a design guide for our marketing campaign and how we're going to go about the marketing campaign. But I guarantee you guys are going to love it. It's going to be hilarious. So that is that. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to go do a quick demo on DevNet. So this is DevNet. Let me just connect, and I'll just give you a quick example. Let's ping this over here. So when you're on DevNet, you're basically go to devnet.bloxwap.com, and it will take you to the DevNet. And on DevNet, you're going to start off in practice mode. And this is basically like an unlimited balance, and you're just in practice mode playing. So you want to click on this button here and go to live mode. Uh-oh. Somebody's asking questions. I'll get back to the questions afterwards, and we can have a basically like a 20-minute discussion at the end of this. So you're going to go to live mode. You're going to connect your wallet, and I'm using Phantom. We are going to add more wallets. So if you have a wallet that's not listed there, let me know. And then the other thing I'm going to do is this week, we're going to add the social login with Privy. I just need to finish that stuff up, and then we should be good to go. This first check mark is going to check if you have enough Solana. And I think you need to have like 0.5 Sol or something like that, or 0.05 Sol actually. And so I have 57 from just DevNet, and you can go get Solana it's right here on the docs and DevNet, right? So you can go to this URL and you can get some Solana, and you can get 1 Sol to test it out. This next step checks to see if you have enough USDC. And so if you want to get USDC, it's the same thing. You just go to faucet.circle.com, right? So you click on this. You go here, get your address, paste your address in here, scroll down, we're Solana, and then you click 10 USDC, and then it's going to say, okay, you're going to get your USDC shortly, right? So this is on testnet. So this 41 should go to 51, at some point. Oh, there it is. Boom. It already showed up. So my wallet just got paid. So every time your balance goes up, it actually reflects real time in the game. So that was literally just the wallet balance going up and getting the $10. This third check is checking my account, and my account's name is Bleezy. And so you just click start playing. What this does is this asks you two questions. The first question, and I'm going to make this a little bit more explicit, but this first question is creating a session token. And what the session token allows you to do is it allows you to sign transactions without having to click confirm every time you want to do something, right? So we'll click confirm for this. And then it's going to, I think I took too long. So you got to click confirm to this. And then a second transaction. All right, does this work? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this first one is the approval. And then this second one is approving the session key to spend your tokens. So right now I have $51 in here. So actually, let me switch to Solana where it's easy. So if I click here, $3, $3 comes out of my account. Then I hit the thing and I get the $3 back, right? So this is basically the game, right? I'm clicking, USDC is flying out of my account, and then as the games are being evaluated, I'm getting my money back, right? So this is the game. The game is working. This is on DevNet. This is using the Helios RPCs. You can see I have 20 seconds. You can see that there's no pop-ups showing up over here saying, hey, confirm transaction or whatever. So this is running live on DevNet right now. You can go play around with this. And I want to try to get more USDC, but basically we've got this game working live on DevNet. My goal is to kind of speed this up and get it running on Magic Block, but the game is fully functional right now. Let's see. So that's a quick DevNet demo. And like I said, if you join the Telegram, so the Telegram is t.me/Bloxwap. That would be super helpful because we'll be in there and we're going to try to figure out any bugs or any issues with the game and all of that stuff. We'll do that in there. And if you see any like little usability things, like you saw how I just tried to start it and it didn't start properly, we need to identify all of those and fix those because consumers are they're not going to tolerate any little glitches or any little bugs when you're playing the game. So we need to make sure that the on-ramping is smooth, the clicking is smooth, the approvals are smooth. Everything needs to be buttery smooth before we basically go to mainnet in 2 weeks. So the game's working on DevNet. We just need to move it to mainnet. And that was the demo. Now, people have questions. So let's bring up the Q&A. Okay, will this be on X1 when it launches? I need to talk to the X1 team about that. The one thing, well, there's a few things that this game requires in order to run. Obviously, if you watch it, it's using stable coins. And so we need to have some sort of stable coin deployment on X1 because, I'm not a stable coin issuer. I'm not a bank. So we need to basically figure out if we can have a stablecoin deployment on X1 and what that would look like. The other thing was we may need to get Magic Block running on X1, which shouldn't be hard because I think X1, because it's a fork of Solana, it should basically follow the same account model and have the same structure of everything. So we should be able to do it that. We should be able to accommodate that. And then the third thing is the Pyth price oracle. So we need a price oracle that's running on chain because as we make this thing more robust, we're going to have this thing fully running on chain. There's going to be like no human interaction. Like this is going to be the New York Stock Exchange, but running 24/7, 365, at full speed. So we need to have those three things. And actually, And so if we can get those three things, I think we would be able to launch it on X1. But I don't know if it's going to be ready when it launches because I'm not sure exactly what date X1 is going to launch on. So, and we have to launch our thing and get our thing off the ground as well. Let's see. Can you please elaborate on above questions? Okay. This is in X. let's see. So maybe this one, I think I've answered this. This is, oh, wait, actually, they responded here. The bet amount is $1 always, right? And the further out from the price in terms of time, the higher the reward. So the bet is not always $1. Let's go back to the game real quick, and we'll go on to practice mode. So this line right here, this blue line, is basically the barrier. This is time. This is what I call T0, or this is the current time. So this is the price of Solana right now, $210.08. The closer you bet to this blue line, the lower your bet is. So when I click here, I'm betting $1. The further away you bet, the larger your bet is. So when I bet further away, there are 11 blocks between this $1 time frame and this $11 time frame. So you're placing bets anywhere in this time range, and you can see the seconds down here. The left obviously is closest to 1 second, which is a $1 bet, and out here you're closer to 11, 12 seconds, which is a $11 or $12 bet. Vertically, you've got, these are basically incremented by 10 cents. So this is like a $3 bet at, between Solana being $210.10 and $210.20. So this whole grid is basically left to right. The closer you are to the line, the lower your bet. The further away you are from the line, the higher your bet. When we introduce leverage, you'll be able to do a $1 bet with, like leverage on it. But right now we're just doing the parimutuel version. Once we get an exchange plugged into the back end, we can do a directional bet. So you're not always betting $1. Let me just add a bunch of money. If you just click on this, it'll just add more money into your account. So like if you see I'm doing 1, 2, this is 3, then 4 is here, 5 is here, this is 7, 6 is probably somewhere around here. Yep. 8, 9, 10, 11, and then there's actually 12. Yeah, 12 is like way off on the edge of the screen. You probably can't even tap that with your finger. You probably need a mouse. But this is a whole grid, and so you're betting $1 on the left, $12 on the right. And the thought process is like the further out you are at making a prediction, the higher your reward from that group, right? So if I bet 12 out here or 11 out here, and then somebody else is playing the game and they're being very like safe or whatever, and then let's say they bet $1 down here, right? This is 11 of the $12 of the ratio of the pool of everybody who's betting goes to me. So I have a higher percentage of the payout pool versus somebody who just bet very close to the success point. So that's kind of how the weights of the payouts and the bets work. But that's a really good question. And the further I am to the right, yep. So yeah, very good question. Thank you for asking that. You're recording, right? I think Pump Auto records. Somebody's recording this. This is the internet. The government's recording this probably. Yes. Yo. Shout out to DGen Pirate. He's plugged in. Superman, amazing. What chain is this on? This is running on Solana, and then it's going to be running on Magic Block, which is an ephemeral rollup that runs on top of Solana. So let me go to the Magic Block website real quick, and I'll show you what is going on. So Magic Block is basically this ephemeral rollup. It's kind of like an L2 that sits on top of Solana. So what it does is it locks a Solana program, elevates the contract into this thing called an ephemeral rollup that then lets you operate transactions at 10 to 50 millisecond blocks. And then once you're done, you can basically delegate back to the main chain, and then all of the state is copied back down and propagated back to the main chain. So it operates like really, really fast, and it's designed to, increase the speed of Solana. It's basically designed to build games on top of, if you really want to get down to it. But yeah, it's just a super fast ephemeral rollup that sits on top of Solana. And so this is what it's actually going to be running in. But to the user, they're not going to see this. They're not even going to know what's going on. It's basically running on Solana for the layman. Oh, wait. I just realized I was showing you something and you guys didn't even see my screen. Let me go back. Okay. So there we go. Had a bunch of. So yeah, where's Magic Block? Okay. Wait. What chain is this on? Is the question that we're on. Uh-oh, my thing is lagging again. I'm gonna have to slow my internet down because it's not. There we go. Okay. All right. So this runs on Magic Block. This is what I was trying to explain a second ago. So Magic Block is an ephemeral rollup that sits on top of Solana, and basically what it does is it locks the Solana contract, any token program basically, and you can elevate it into this ephemeral rollup. And when you're inside the ephemeral rollup, you can operate at 10 to 50 millisecond blocks. So it's kind of like an L2. You basically pay a little bit of gas, you go into the ephemeral rollup, you do all of your transactions, and then once you're done, you can drop back down into mainnet. So you can take like, I don't know, USDC, elevate it into the ephemeral rollup, do a bunch of transactions, and then drop back down into mainnet. And so that's what we're using to operate this. And like I said, this is designed for gaming, but you can do like DeFi apps and stuff like that. You know, obviously we're building a game or game interface on top of the tap trading, but you can use this for a bunch of stuff. So it's effectively, to a normal person, they're going to just look at this and this is running on Solana. But if you're like technically thinking about it, it runs on Solana and then it elevates the contracts into the ephemeral rollup. Let's see. My proposition is not to burn the whole supply, but when we get to some sort of threshold like 50 or 100 million, yo, the moon talk is crazy. 50 to 100 million market cap is like we're barely at 500K. Then do a buyback and distribute the revenues to all the token holders. So yeah, distributing revenue is going to be kind of complicated just because of the like tax implications and stuff like that. A buy and burn is simple because this is a meme coin. It pretty much has no value. It's a loyalty token. So if we just do a buy and burn, it's just, you know, removing supply. It's very straightforward. But I think, and also the rewards, I think I want to go to very specific individuals who are helping out and building the project. You know, obviously there's a lot of people that probably hold the token. Like, I don't even know who's holding the token, to be honest with you. I know obviously, let's see. I know this wallet, this is me. Obviously I know this liquidity pool is Pump. I know this is me. And then everybody else, I don't know who anybody else is. So it's like distributing rewards to, what is this? If I subtract, this is 26. Let's say we're at 35%. 65% of these people, is that the right math? Yeah. 65% of these people, like just distributing rewards to random people, that's going to be a little tricky. I would rather work with specific individuals who I know are providing value towards the platform. And I think that's what the creator rewards are going to be designed for, right? So when we go back here and we look at the rewards, that's what the community rewards. We'll reward specific people that we can trust and that we know they're generating value for us. But I'm happy to chat about this. This isn't like finalized or anything, so definitely happy to chat about it. Yeah, thank you. I'm not screen sharing. Yep, and this is the question of what this is running on, and it's running on Solana. So let's go to the most diabolical chat on the net. Oh, nobody's saying anything. Put the contract in the bio of your X page. Yeah, they're pretty chill on here. What happened? Where are all the degens? Yeah, okay. What did it say? We're going to 100 million. Okay, gotcha. I meant distribute tokens, not directly USDC, but I get you. Yeah, I mean, there are no more tokens to distribute. The whole supply has been pretty much minted out. So we're just gonna buy and burn. 100 million is FUD. Yes. 100 billion. Yes. Who is this person? This person knows what's going on. Can I promote them? No, I can't. Yeah, this pin. There we go. 100 million is FUD. That's right. Chair. What's up, Chair? This is cool. There's a lot of people I know. What is Solana? I have no idea. Solana is... it's a database. At the bottom, you can also see I have this links.bloxwap.com. This is kind of like a link tree. So if you want to see basically all of the links in the ecosystem, we have a link to mainnet. We have a link to that hub that I told you about. So this takes you back to hub.bloxwap.com. If it loads, am I lagging? Probably. Yeah, I'm probably lagging. We have a link to the token, a DEX screener. Streamflow is the locked tokens. We have a link to all of our social media interactions, our social media. So Telegram, X, Farcaster, and then we also have the marketing pages, which I mentioned earlier. The marketing pages are going to be what we use when we kick off the marketing campaign. Oh wait, why do I have this on here? This super dap thing. Delete this. Oh my gosh. Super dap is an old project that I had. I gotta delete this thing. Oh, gone. Let me just get rid of this. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. That was a wallet that I was building. A unified wallet. So yeah. So this links.bloxwap.com is all of our social spaces that we're going to interact with, and we're going to start posting our marketing things on these channels. So TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a little moniker that we call plukling, which is the sound when you win money. If you play the game with the sound on, you'll hear plukling, plukling. So it's going to be a fun campaign. When you do buybacks, I meant. Never mind. 100M is FUD. Okay. Let's see. Can you please explain how the payouts work? Okay, yep. This person's asking good questions. Okay, so, and I need to do a better job of explaining this on the website and in a video. So I really appreciate you asking these questions, because I'm going to go back now that I know that this is something we need to figure out and explain. So when you're in the game and you make a prediction, so let's say I think the price is going to be here in 2 seconds, the USDC comes straight out of your account and it goes into a vault. And that vault holds the USDC of your prediction as well as everybody else's predictions in that time slice, right? So in this round. So I need a pause button to pause this thing from moving, but it's got to be working in real time. So if you look at each one of these vertical rows for these 1 seconds, they're each a specific vault. So think about these as each individual vaults where people can make predictions into these vaults. Now, once the time goes 1 second past this blue barrier, which would basically be this -1, all of the predictions in that vault are evaluated. And so it says, okay, Joe made a guess, down here, right? And so right here, when this turns red, that's when the vault gets evaluated. And it says, okay, Joe made a guess and he was wrong. And maybe somebody else is playing the game and they make a guess and they're correct. So what happens is the vault calculates all of the USDC that's in the vault, and then it takes the winners based on the weight that they place their prediction. And the weight is controlled by how far in the future you place your prediction. So if I say 1, this has a little bit of weight. If I place a prediction here at 12, this has a lot of weight, right? So this has a lot of weight, then this has a medium amount of weight. And then if this is this one round, and then this has a little bit of weight. So what will happen is 12, 6, and 1 will get redistributed back to all of to the player that won the round. So it should collect all of the, 12, 7, 16, 18, $19 should go to the winner of the game, right? And so that's how it should be structured. I think there was a little bit of a bug in how that was calculating it. But basically, the money from all of the bets based on the weight should be distributed to the winners, and the losers, basically their USDC gets redistributed. And then there's a fee that gets paid out, and that fee goes to the game, right? So that's where this 1% fee for the payout for each round goes. That goes into our treasury or whatever, and then we're going to use that treasury for these 4 things. So the way the payouts work is that, there's the rest of it. So the way the payouts work is that there's a distribution based on the weight, which is based on how far out in the future you make your prediction, and the losers effectively pay the winners of each round. So when there's a bunch of people playing, actually, I bet you if I go on ETH, there's only one person on here. Oh, wait, I'm on DevNet. Hold on. Let me go to Bloxwap. Let me go to Bloxwap on mainnet. There's probably people. Oh, there's nobody here either. Okay. So when there's a bunch of people playing on Bloxwap on mainnet, you'll see we had 40 or 50 people playing last week. And so the rewards are getting redistributed. But anybody can just click this button and add more money. So it's not 100% realistic, but when multiple people are playing on the mainnet Bloxwap account, you'll see a bunch of people, and then you'll see the rewards being redistributed. So to answer your question, if you bet $5 let's make this simple for me. Let's say if you bet $5 and there are you and 20 people playing, and everybody else bets $5, right? Oh, this is going to be complicated. Let's just say it's you and one other person. If you bet $5 and the other person bets $5 and you're right and they're wrong, then you basically would get $10 minus a 1% fee, right? So that's how the game would kind of would work for you if you were making a bet, right? I'm trying not to do math. So yeah, it depends on how many people. Yeah, so if there's 10 people playing and each person bets $1 and 2 people are correct and 8 people are wrong, then the $10 gets split between the 2 people that are correct, which means they each get $5 minus a 1% fee, and then everybody who loses just doesn't get anything. What if no one wins? This is the special case. Okay, so if no one wins, then all of the money goes to the vault, which basically would go all towards this whole thing, right? So if nobody wins, playing this game on Bitcoin when the price is really volatile is very, very difficult. So people have an opportunity, if they can gain some alpha or somebody and scroll up or figure out where the price is going to be, you can probably make more money because of the volatility is higher. But if nobody wins, let's say 10 people guess and 10 people are wrong, then 10 people guess $1, predict $1, and all their predictions are incorrect, then the whole $10 goes into the treasury, and then all of that $10 would basically get broken into this. So $1 would go towards the team, $2 would go towards the community, $3 would go towards the prize pool, and $4 would go towards buy and burn, right? So great question. You guys are asking questions. I like it, actually. I like you. You're specifically you. Let's see. So the payout is not 1-to-1. It will be distributed relative to the loss pile in the vault. Yep. So for instance, 10 winners at $1, 1 loser at $1 bet, the winner returns 1.1. Yep, that's correct. It would be a little bit less because there's a fee that gets paid to the platform, but yeah, about that. That's correct. Chad. Thank you. No, thank you for asking these questions, because I'm going to have to explain these over and over again. And so it's good that you're asking questions, because I want to add them to this docs page here. If I can get to this docs page, my server is dead. I want to add them to the docs page so that people can read and understand how the game works, because I think having the explanation is very important. is such a difference from Bloxing Sol versus ETH. Think you have to fix the price differences. I mean, Sol at $200, 10 cents jumps is way easier than ETH at 4,000. Yeah, so that's true. So these are the different difficulty levels, right? Sol is very easy, but the problem is a lot of people are probably going to be guessing the same value, right? So if a lot of people are guessing the same value, then it's easy. But if Sol price moves, somebody would have a pretty big advantage on the Sol pricing, right? So yeah, Sol is pretty easy to play. Whoa, this thing's going crazy now. ETH, on the other hand, is obviously a little bit more difficult. It jumps around. And then Bitcoin, especially on your phone, this is like diabolical. The price sometimes will just immediately jump off of the screen and you won't even see it, right? Like the price just went up, right? Bitcoin is just shooting up, right? So we scroll up, now it's coming back down. So this is very difficult, right? For you to get right. There's a reason I don't start the game on this, because you're probably going to have a very hard chance of winning something. Ethereum is relatively easy, and Sol is obviously the easiest. But if everybody's guessing, like if everyone does this, right, and everybody's guessing the same price, the person that's going to win is the person that has this price jump out of this line of predictions, right? So that's one of the things that kind of gives you an advantage, or it makes Sol easier, but also more difficult. There's less alpha, right? Because the price is less volatile. All right. I'm seeing a couple of bugs, like this thing's not paying back right now. So I don't know why that's not happening. That maybe the back end RPC is down. I got to check on that. But I will be checking on that after we get off the stream. All right. Let's see, how are we doing on the stream time? On X, we have about 300 people watching. That's a lot. On Pump, we have, let me get this off the screen here. On Pump, we've got how many people? 12 people watching. On Arena, shout out to Arena. Hold on, Arena social people are on here. Let me see what's going on. They say I have a sound problem. Any tips here? There's not too many people on Arena right now. That's a cool platform. All right, cool. Okay, so today we went through a couple of things. We covered the roadmap, which is on the main website, about what we're going to do. Mainnet is going to be coming on October 13th, along with the marketing campaign. We might start the marketing campaign a little bit early just to drive people towards the website. We also talked about the reward program. And like I said, we're going to post a picture, probably this picture right here. We're going to post this online and show people kind of like how we're going to handle the reward program. Most of it obviously going to the buy and burn. And then we did a DevNet test, right? So we got it on DevNet. I sent like $3 in and got $3 back because I was correct. So that's pretty much the whole demo. I need to get back to programming because I gotta get the magic block stuff working and get that all smoothed out. So had a call with them last night, which was super helpful. So I'm gonna go through that process and get everything fixed up. And any issues that you guys see, please come into the Telegram. So it's either on this links page, click on this, or go to t.me/Bloxwap. That's BLOXWAP. And I'll be in there getting yelled at by everybody who says I don't know how to use Telegram. So it's funny. They're cooking me in there. So I would highly recommend joining if you want to laugh. All right. I think that's it. That's it. It says, thanks for everything. Been long in crypto. Never seen a dev be so transparent. Dude, you know what's funny? I'm probably like one of the only developers on this Pump Fund thing. Everybody else I feel like is marketing people. They're not actually building anything. So, link to the Telegram. I like this. What's HL? What country is that? I don't know. Here, the Telegram link is here. t.me/Bloxwap. If you go in there, it'll get you in. Oh, wait. Can I post in here? Hold on a second. No, I can't. This wait, maybe I could do it if I join my own stream. And I come in here and I click on this. Loading. All right, perfect. There we go. Got you guys a link in there. All right, everybody. Joe got our back. Send it. Let's break the diagonal above Chad's. Made an app in Telegram app. I don't know what that is, but I feel like it's probably going to drain my account. So I'm not going to click on that. All right. I will see everybody later. See everybody in Telegram. Or also join the X community because we're going to be posting in there as well. Okay? See ya. See ya. How do I turn this whole thing off? Finish.